My name is Royston Lester.
Hey, awesome. Royston, we recently found out that you were a published model. How does that feel?
Yes. I was published in Hollywood Magazine for the November issue. And honestly, it was a great feeling. It was one of the best feelings to see myself on a magazine digitally, but it really hit when I got the magazine in the mail and I can hold it physically. And I just remember all those times going to like the barbershops back in my country and they would have all these magazines laid out on the tables for people to read. And I always thought, how would it feel to be in one of these magazines in like a shop somewhere? And it was just this rush of adrenaline of just feeling like my childhood has been somehow fulfilled by just being published in this magazine. Honestly, it was one of the best feelings of the year.
Awesome. How do you get a good work-life balance between being a college student and being a model?
There's definitely some limits that come to trying to do both of these things. Obviously, school is more important because this is something that I will be benefiting from in the long run. The modeling industry is very fast paced and it's not very long term. It's not like guaranteed long term unless you're like incredible, like Naomi Campbell. But for me, I would say just limiting myself to different things. In modeling, I know I can't take every single gig that there is. I can't do every runway show. I can only do things that fit with my schedule in school. It's all about prioritizing what you need to do versus what you want to do. My education is obviously more important, so I put more focus on that. However, modeling does bring a certain sense of freedom and expression for me. So I do it every day just by wearing the clothes that I want to wear. But in terms of going out to the city and doing gigs and stuff, I have to limit myself to how much I can take just because school is there. So it's like holding back because I know that I have other priorities. However, what I did is I realized I do more of my schoolwork during the semester, and on my breaks, that is when I try to branch out into modeling. I take on more of those gigs. Last summer, that is when I did the photo shoot for the magazine that I was published in.
So what are your current responsibilities as a college student?
Right now, my biggest position on campus would be my position in SGA on executive board as the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Justice Chair. With this position comes a lot of other smaller responsibilities, but they're all intertwined to that bigger DIJ perspective and DIJ responsibilities. Sit in a lot of committees like DIJ committee within SGA, DIJ committee and faculty, DIJ advisory board for ANS, and a lot of other committees that just follow that same scheme, dealing with different DIJ initiatives in different parts of campus in hopes that these initiatives combine with each other to create a safer campus for students.
That's awesome. One more question. What would you give as advice to other kids like you who want to be models when they grow up and who want to pursue an education as well?
I would say for other people who want to get into the modeling industry, look at people and they can be your role model, but do not try to be like them. If you look at Naomi Campbell, for example, one of the biggest, most successful models in America, if you look at her and you see that you are not what she is in terms of appearance and stuff, you shouldn't let that discourage you. Even though Naomi Campbell is amazing, you can be amazing in your own lane. You can be amazing with your own body. I think confidence is key, and a lot of times within the modeling industry, and I did it when I first started, you try to compare yourself to other models and feel like, oh my God, they look so great. I could never do this. But the only reason they're that far in their career is because they were confident in themselves and they pushed themselves to get there, and they honed on the skills and the appearance that they were born with. And that is what I feel like a model should do. Instead of trying to be like someone else, be uniquely yourself, and that is what's going to get you far.
Wow.